Welcome, everybody. This is Brett Davis with Brett Davis Unleashed, coming to you from beautiful Coronado, California, the MyQ podcast at Attorney King's Studios. My special guest today is somebody that I've known for many years. Actually, I'm older than he is. I don't know how that's possible. He looks the same.
You're much better looking than I am.
No. You look exactly the same.
Look, hey, we're the same. Look at that. Hey, I like that.
That's great. George Ohnesorgen, known by many as Coach O. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Enjoying retirement. Spending a lot of time with grandkids, my kids. They all live close by. That's the best thing of everything. I live out here in La Mesa, East County, and all four of my kids, along obviously with their grandkids and family, they all live close by. So on a daily, at least weekly, but daily routine, we're seeing at least one of them, and I'm just having a lot of fun with my grandkids. They're keeping me young, and I've just been blessed.
So, how long were you a teacher or an administrator and an educator in the district, Sweetwater?
Yeah, and that was the only district really where I worked as a teacher and administrator and coach. It was I think with 36 years total. Most of those as a teacher and coach, but then about the last 10, 12 years, I was told by a principal at Chula Vista High School named Bob Acuna. He said, you know what, you need to move forward, maybe get out of coaching and become an administrator. I think you'll do well. And during that time, Brett, there was a lot of administrators that had taken that same road, had been in coaching, found out, because I think in coaching you deal with not only parents, but you deal with budget, you deal with meetings, learning how to delegate responsibilities to your staff. And he said, hey, you did such a great job coaching, you need to get out of it now and become an administrator. So, I took a chance and signed up for some classes, enjoyed them, and the rest is history. So that's where I ended up being principal at a couple of schools, specifically Castle Park Middle, and then I went back. I was fortunate to go back to Chula Vista High School as the principal. Those were the two main schools. And then I decided that for health reasons, I wanted to end my career at Sweetwater as an assistant principal because that kept me close to the kids. When you deal with the principal, you deal with the big kids, the parents and the teachers, but I wanted to deal with to get closer to regular kids. And I became an assistant principal at Eastlake High School and had a great last 5 years there. I'd been real fortunate. Sweetwater District really took care of me, and I was again. I hope I gave back to the kids there, like you, at the school level.
So I mean, there's so many. What a great career you had, and the reason you progressed at the levels that you did, and knowing you, is because it came down to the fact that you care for people. You took everybody, and that was one of
the things, Brett. You surround yourself with some great people that believe in the same things that you believe in, and then you try to forward those feelings to the kids that you're dealing with. And a lot of times it was just we come up with sayings and we'd use them time and time again, so hoping that the kids would believe us because we believed them. So things like being in a kid business, that was a great one. Kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That was a big one that we followed. So that we borrowed, we stole, we did whatever we could that we thought would fit in with the kids that we're dealing with. We're real fortunate. We had great kids. I always thought you kids over at Chula Vista were blue collar kids. I mean, that you were always looking for someone to lead and get you guys to develop your potential. And like I said, I had some great people that worked with me as a principal, but also as a coach. and I worked with as a teacher. It just panned out. It was just a great place to be with kids and to coach and to teach.
Well, we appreciate everybody. I mean, there's never, I don't think, and I know anybody that you're very well liked all over the place, and it's because, well, it is. You're real. You always have been real. You tell it the way it is. You don't play favorites, and we need more people like you nowadays. And you not only care about the athletes as you went on in your career, you became an administrator, but you've also cared about their character and also about who they were as a person, because in the real world, those things are vital, and we need that more now than ever.
Yeah, that's so true. The development of a kid is so important that they have to be a well-rounded person. Their personality is going to come out on their own, but if they have that stable background of building, where we have a chance to build their character or help them build a character, along with their parents, obviously, it really fits in. We have those kids on a daily basis as a coach and as a teacher. 8 hours, and then plus you get them in a sport, something that they really want to be part of because it's optional. Now you have a really chance to get after them and really touch the mental aspect. The physical part, that's going to develop on its own, but it's that mental part that you really have to work at, where you're getting them to fit in, become a team member. That's always a big part of it. Find out where they're going to fit in on the team. Some starters, not everybody can be a starter, but to believe that the team is paramount in what we're doing, and just have them fit into their little niche on the program.
So what was the best thing about your job?
I'd say, well, I mean, teaching, that's what it is. Teaching, coaching, even at being an administrator, you still have an opportunity to teach and trying to find a way to get to the kids so that he understands more than anything that we're trying to get him to fit in with the other kids. There was times where we had kids from two different gangs. One time we had two kids from two different gangs that played the same position, and we wanted them to, more than anything, learn to get along and put all that stuff behind them. When they step on the field, they're part of Chula Vista football, not the Crips, not the Bloods, not any of that stuff. And that's what we really wanted our kids to understand. Throw everything aside for these 2 hours of practice. Hey, you're part of Chula Vista football, or whatever it might be, and you're gonna participate as a player and don't care about anything else. Just find a way to get better and make our team better. So I guess that's probably the best thing.
Well, again, you had a huge impact for a long time, and you still do. So what inspires you now that you're, I don't like to say retired, because you're probably just as busy in a different way, right?
Well, I'm not directly involved with any team athletically, although I do have a volunteer position down in the Sweetwater district as part of their coaching mentorship, where we get assigned Joe Hines, who's now moved over to the CIF commissioner. He developed a great program on it, and I'm sure a lot of the other districts do the same thing, where they bring back us old coaches, and we work with some of the new coaches. Now one of the biggest changes I've seen is that when I got hired to coach, it was going to be a teacher first and then coach as a secondary position. Well, nowadays, I guess somewhere around 80%, maybe even higher, of the coaches that are hired, they're walk-ons. They don't teach. They're not teachers on the campus. They're walk-on coaches. So Joe got an idea that maybe these new coaches need a mentor from the old schools, and I served as a volunteer for that program down at the Sweetwater District, and I had an opportunity to work with some of the up and coming coaches. So that's been fun. Of course, like I said, my grandkids they're in the 8, 9, 10-year-old, and I try to help them out a little bit because I know the parents and they'll let me. So that works out real well.
What if we had to describe? There was one word that describes you. What would that word be?
Well, that might be a 4-letter word depending on who you're talking to. I think the big I think the old guys were real just competitive, and I think we just worked. I mean, the big thing was win, and now parents and some coaches don't always believe, hey, we're there to win, but it's not a win at all costs. It's a win as you develop the kids' character, and I think that was important, and it should be still, but I sometimes I wonder if it still is. Kids they jump from program to program, so
right.
That wasn't possible back then. If you didn't want to play, you took wherever whatever was your home school, your neighborhood school, you took it and you played. If you didn't want to play, well then you didn't play. But now, if you don't like the coach or you don't like the school, or I don't know what, you can come up with an excuse. Now you just moved to another school, and that's taken away a lot from the not only the competition between the schools, but the rivalries. I mean, that was. I mean, you were there. You remember the Sweetwater rivalry? How big that was? I mean, I remember time we tell you guys when you get on the bus, if you don't win this game, we're walking back. We're gonna walk back with our tail between our legs and walk back across the San Diego. Like, this is the San Diego River, and cross that bridge. You can't go over there. It was meant to be a rivalry and to make sport fun more than anything else. But now, I don't want to play at Sweetwater. I don't want to play at Chula Vista. I'm going to go to this program instead. So it just gives sometimes an easy way out. And they shouldn't. At least that's mine.
What is your passion?
My passion now, retired, it's really enjoying life. It's not like I didn't when I was coaching or teaching, because I did have a great passion for that, and I still do. Matter of fact, one of my grandkids is staying here with us through this COVID-19, and I'm teaching him. He's 8 years old, so it's the elementary school level. So the teaching juices were flowing again, and I was getting excited. And I was telling my wife I'm going to go back to teaching, and she said, "Oh no, you're not. You're done with that. If you want to teach, you teach your grandkids, but that's it." But the juices start flowing again, and I enjoy. That's always been my passion. Just trying to find a way to help kids, and so I'm doing it with my grandkids, and that's part of enjoying life. Other than that, it's things I never thought I'd do. Something like, Brett, you won't believe it. I'm painting.
Oh, that's great.
My wife had some old paints, and I think I was getting on her when the first 6 months. The first 6 months of retirement, man, you're kind of lost. I get up, get dressed, get ready to go to work, and I sit there. I didn't have anything to do. But she found these paints, and I started painting. We went to a music store. We're passing by. We went inside, and she bought me a ukulele. So there's all these little things that I never thought I'd do, but I do a lot of reading. It's just I guess it's just fun, kind of just leisurely things, and just enjoying life.
I appreciate you coming on, and I'd like to tell you you have been selected Teacher of the Month, but you're also a teacher legend, which you're going on our Hall of Fame wall, and this is something that we just started doing in our new studio, but it was a no-brainer when we sat down. I have a staff of 5, and we looked over everybody's bios and credentials, and I mentioned you, and everybody checked you out, and they're like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah.
And I says, "Well," but I mean, you've had an amazing career. So you are our teacher's legend in our Hall of Fame for this month, and actually you'll be on our wall. So when people come in, they can.
Awesome. I'll have to come in and take a look at it. But thank you very much. It is a true honor. I mean, it's a culmination of all the things I've done. So I really appreciate that to you, Brett, and your staff. But thank you. It's a great honor. Thank you very much.
So here's your medal. We'll be getting it to you.
All right.
Oh,
awesome.
We'll be giving you some goodies also, but I can't tell you what those are. You're not nut or gluten sensitive, are you?
No. Yeah, I got some of your products. I'd love to try them. You could do some good stuff with that.
Thank you. We've got some new things coming out that we're working on. I'll make sure you get some samples when we get them.
All right. Sounds great.
George Ohnesorgen, thank you. Coach O for being on Talk with Brett. Actually, Brett Davis Unleashed. Talk with Brett's the radio show.
Oh, all right. Hey, well, thank you, Brett. And I'm glad you and your kids and your wife are doing better. I know it's pretty, people don't know you went through a pretty dramatic situation there, but hey, I'm glad you're doing so well, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. It's good seeing you, man. Love you.
Keep up the good work, bud. Stay safe.
Yes. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Brett Davis Unleashed. I'd like to thank my sponsors, the amazing attorney King Amanpour for his sponsorship, else we would not have the power on right now. Also, Indian Motorcycles of San Diego. When Sarah says it's okay, I'm going to buy myself an Indian. Right. And also Cosmopolitan Restaurant and Hotel. Thank you for all the support, Chuck Ross, and everything that you do. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and God bless.